All right, let's talk about the Colorado Buffs and Coach Prime. Of course, all attention on Colorado over the past few days has been all the kind of weird drama, air quotes, of course, involving Coach Prime, Sugar Sanders, Travis Hunter, retiring jerseys, and all of that. None of that really matters, especially when the Colorado Buffs are making massive moves during this transfer portal window. And they made a really impressive move. Not a lot of people are focusing on. We'll get to that in just 1 second. But first, I'm Nick. That's Andrew. And this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, one of the things with Colorado and Coach Prime is that everyone falls for the media hype and all the drama and things like that. And people just they just get pulled away from what really matters. And a lot of it's kind of fake. It's not really real. But if you get away from all that and just look at the nuts and bolts of what Colorado is doing, it's a really impressive job, a really good offseason. And that is continued with this latest report. Let's pull this up courtesy of the great Hayes Fawcett on X. Highly recommend you give him a follow. Great reporter. He says via a post or tweet or whatever you want to call it, breaking Auburn safety Terrence Love has committed to Colorado. He tells at On3 Sports. The 6'2", 200-pound safety played in 22 games for the Tigers the past 2 years, was the top available safety in the portal per On3. He's got 2 years of eligibility remaining. All right, so we're talking about an SEC kid, Terrence Love. He's from Georgia, is where he grew up. So again, Southeastern kid, top available safety. You would think, if you believe the prevailing wisdom, he's going to Ohio State, Michigan, Texas A&M, Texas, Oklahoma, right, or Georgia, or something like that. Maybe even Florida, up and comer like that. Maybe Miami. No, he goes out Colorado, right? We were told for a while it was just a short-term thing with Coach Prime. This was just 1 year. It was just kind of a flash in the pan. That isn't the case, folks. His recruiting and transfer portal pipeline, it's not perfect. It's a weird NIL world, but he's doing a phenomenal job maintaining the success he had in the early part of his Colorado Buffs career. And this latest edition is further proof that they ain't going anywhere in Colorado. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on all of this. But first, Buffs fans, in the comment section below, look, the NFL draft just a few short days away. Of course, I know we're talking college, but the other side of that is eventually your stars go on to the NFL. Give us your favorite draft memory when it comes to a Colorado Buffs player. Who was your favorite Colorado Buff that when he got drafted, it really meant something to you? Was it, an early round, first round guy? Was it a late round guy that you felt was undervalued? Give us your favorite player and favorite memory involving a Colorado Buffs player getting drafted in the National Football League. Really want to hear from you guys once again in the comment section below. But Miles, over to you now. What are your thoughts on this latest news out of Colorado?
Yeah, Nick, I think this is a great move for the Buffs, and I think this is the start of what they've done really well so far in the last couple of seasons is they've worked on their recruiting classes. They've gotten quality players, but that takes a while to build those pipelines. Just 1 or 2 years of good play. And then, like you said, there's the movement of Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders off to NFL, along with some other really great players as well. And just there's a question in the air around this team, which I think it's going to take time for people to not question Coach Prime, to know he knows exactly what he's doing. I think it's going to take time for these, recruiting pipelines to solidify to Colorado. And in the meantime, what do? You dominate the transfer portal to bring these guys in. And the Buffs have done just that. Again, like you said, Terrence Love, one of their higher rated guys coming into the portal right now out of Auburn, top remaining safety in the portal. This is one of their 21 transfers in the portal so far for Colorado. They've done a lot of really great stuff so far. And when we talk about Coach Prime and what he thinks about all this, what he says about this, he says, so far he's very excited for what they got out of the portal. He says, let's start one tremendous defensive tackle, another linebacker or two safeties, probably three corners, a receiver that's a grown man. That'll do. A couple of running backs, a tight end, a guard, a tackle, maybe two centers. He says, I think we've got half of that already. You just haven't heard about it. So what I'm getting from this is this was the first domino to fall for Colorado, and there's many more players to come in this transfer portal period. Coach Sanders thinks they've got a lot of guys locked down. There's a lot of guys coming to Colorado through the transfer portal in this spring portal period, which that's good. I think the players you get out of the spring portal, very interesting. You at least know a little bit more about them now that they've hit, all of the spring practices, spring game, been able to see a little bit of film on them, see what they bring to the table. So I'm excited to see. It sounds like there's going to be a lot more transfer portal additions for this team to come, but just seeing already that they've been able to despite all of the young guys maybe having questions when it comes to the recruiting game, not really super high on recruits lately. Number 37 class here, as far as we're talking about in the recruiting game. Transfer portal game, having 21 guys commit to you out of the transfer portal, that shows the older guys still know what Coach Prime is about, still think that this team really has something going on. I think it'll help solidify going forward. I think it's another transition year. We saw it when they attacked the portal last year coming into last season. They got all these offensive linemen, really built the team up in the image that they wanted it to. It helped out, paid off a lot. I think we're going to see something like that here again. And I really think Coach Prime has something special going on down here in Colorado. I think we're going to see something really nice hit the field. It's going to be different than what we saw the last few years. Less star power, more overall power across the field. And I think we're going to see a really just overall much improved Colorado team, not looking at just one or two good players anymore.
Yeah, I think there's something very interesting going on. Of course, I mentioned the opening, this the pseudo drama involving Colorado retiring the jerseys of Sanders and Travis Hunter. And one of the things with Coach Prime is that he knows media better than just about any human being alive. He's an absolutely genius at that kind of thing. And for me, I kind of wonder if he set this whole thing up, right? And maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but it feels like it was almost fabricated by Coach Prime. Think about this, right? You're going in to the NFL draft. It is the biggest football event, college or pro, that's not an actual game by far. There's so much attention, so much buzz on it. In the days leading up to the draft, what are people talking about? They're talking about Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, where they're going to go. So what does Coach Prime do? He ties them to Colorado, retires their jersey, right? This is a very interesting strategy. It's a way to almost reinforce to guys in the transfer portal. Oh, you want to be on draft night going to the Saints, going to the Chargers, going to the Patriots, going to the Giants, going to wherever, going to an NFL team. This is where you go. This is where you come. This is where you come to Colorado. And I think that's a very powerful use of the media people aren't giving Coach Prime enough credit for. The way he's able to associate, this is what great marketers do. And Coach Prime is a phenomenal marketer. He's been this way his entire career. If you go back to his playing days, of course, what great marketers do is they associate feelings and emotions with other items and link them together, right? This is all these great advertisements, right? The old McDonald's commercial where everyone's eating around their family. It's all warm and fuzzy America apple pie, right? I just love it. Makes you feel good. How does that make you want to sell French fries? It just does. You associate French fries with something that makes you feel good. What Coach Prime has done here is he's associated the NFL draft with Colorado, the NFL first round picks, top 5 picks, $1 million deals with Colorado. And I guarantee you, either consciously or subconsciously, guys in the transfer portal and recruits too will make that connection. They will make it anyway when they see Shedeur Sanders drafted. They'll make it anyway when they see Travis Hunter drafted. But the fact that Coach Prime, in my opinion, this kind of feels on purpose, pushes Colorado in the news, right? Because the thing about the NFL draft, it's the player first, and usually the college is kind of secondary. It's not really as big a deal, especially when the player gets drafted, then it's an NFL team. What Coach Prime has done is he's brought Colorado, the college, to the forefront. Everybody was talking about it for a couple of days. It just reinforced that in everyone's mind. This is really good marketing. Again, I have no evidence to guarantee that it was 100% intentional by Coach Prime, but I kind of don't believe that it wasn't, because I'm not a big coincidence guy. They're in the news. Colorado's in the news all the time, associating Hunter and Sanders with the NFL draft. Then they secure a transfer commitment. Then they're making more moves in the transfer portal. It feels intentional. It feels deliberate. And once again, this is sort of the genius of Coach Prime. He's able to do things differently. He sees things differently, and he's able to operate differently. And the results should lead to a lot more talented players coming to Colorado, which should end up with more wins for the Buffs on Saturdays.
Yeah, and I think when you dig into what you're saying here, I think you're probably onto something as far as Coach Prime wanting to generate as much buzz for this team as possible. And I think it's good. And, if you're being honest with yourself, I think Buffs fans will agree. These guys aren't undeserving. Maybe it's a little bit early. Maybe it's a little bit premature. But Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter did a lot for this program, and they're really, really great football players. I mean, heck, if you look at what Shedeur Sanders is, in 2 seasons, he's put himself in top 5 all-time Buffalo's quarterbacks as far as passing yardage goes. And all other 4 guys ahead of him all did it in 4 seasons. So this is a guy who really did a lot when he was at Colorado, put up some big numbers, really did a lot of good stuff. So whether you like it or not, I think, like you said, This just shows Colorado getting their name in there, showing two guys are going to be surefire. I would say surefire first round draft picks in Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. These are guys that come draft day again, they just get more buzz on them, linking them back to Colorado, like you said, building that, what I said, the pipelines, building the confidence in the team once again, having those names, having those players up on the stage, seeing Colorado, seeing everything that's, associated with them, going to bring back positivity on the program. Short-term pain for long-term gain, short-term negativity in the media, but to generate the buzz back to the long-term ability of this team, of these players, when they do inevitably get their names called on draft day. I think it's going to tie everything back together. And like we said, this latest get out of Colorado, this latest pickup of Terrence, I think it's going to be a really great player for this team. And I think this is just one of many names to fall. There's going to be a lot of transfer portal additions, but just the long-term effects of everything going on lately in the media with Colorado going to solidify this team. We're going to see the recruiting rankings jump. They have jumped already. They've been moving up there. 2024, they were 95th. Now they're 38th as far as their recruiting rankings. Already jumped a tremendous amount. I think we're going to see them go even higher. But this just shows another smart move by Deion Sanders, getting Colorado moving in the right direction.